Archangel Michael says, something powerful has been brewing inside you for a long time. They whispered that you were unstable, laughed behind closed doors, and painted you as wild. But none of it was ever true, they just didn't want others to see how gifted, chosen, and untamed you are. Your strength confused them. Your clarity disturbed them. Your fire made their shadows tremble, so they labeled you instead. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are the spark they tried to blow out but couldn't. Archangel Michael says, they feared the light in you that could expose their darkness. That's why they played their twisted game, pretending not to understand while secretly copying your every move. They spread lies because the truth would set too many people free if you spoke it loudly. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They didn't want you to feel peace because your peace would make you powerful. They fed you chaos so you'd stay confused and depend on their version of reality. But even in the middle of the storm, you never forgot who you were deep down. They misunderstood you on purpose. Because if they admitted you were right, they'd have to face what they've done. So they mocked you, manipulated your image, and hoped you'd stay silent. The ones who called you crazy studied you in secret. They were threatened by how quickly your soul could see through masks. You don't need to change. You only need to rise. Type Amen to get blessing 474. You are not here to be accepted by people who fear truth. You were never sent for the applause of the fake. Your very breath is a challenge to their illusion. They tried to twist your words. They tried to turn your passion into aggression. They tried to make others fear you, but only because you scared them first with your presence. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. Your emotions are not a burden. Your ability to feel deeply is what makes you chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 722. People love to misunderstand the ones who don't follow the crowd. You didn't fit in because you weren't meant to be a copy. You are an original voice, and that terrifies those who need control. Archangel Michael says, your uniqueness is not a flaw, it is a divine weapon. They whispered, too much, when you were only just beginning to bloom. They said, unstable, when you were seeing what they refused to face. They rejected you to feel safer. They mocked you to cover their envy. They tried to erase you because your presence was a mirror to their lies. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You weren't created to stay quiet just because they're uncomfortable. You were born to shake rooms, stir truth, and set people free by existing. Even when you felt most alone, heaven was watching closely. They tried to reduce you to a joke. But the same ones who laughed are now secretly watching your strength. They never expected you to rise from what they buried you with. You were gaslight because your knowing was too sharp. You were shut down because your voice carried too much clarity. But none of that erased your destiny. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The tables are turning now. Those who once mocked your heart are now speaking your words as if they invented them. You have gone through spiritual warfare disguised as emotional breakdowns. Archangel Michael says, your mind is not broken. You are not weak for feeling too much, you are spiritually aware. You have always been tuned into the frequency they wanted silenced. Every scar they caused became another portal of divine protection. What they called madness, heaven calls mastery. Your tears watered a garden of gifts they could never access. Type Amen to get blessing 919. They couldn't define you, so they tried to destroy you. But every label they gave you only highlighted how they failed to understand depth. You speak in waves they can't swim through. They underestimated the fire in your silence. They miscalculated your resilience. Now they're watching you glow from a distance they created. Their rejection was divine redirection. Their gossip was your initiation. Every misunderstanding pushed you closer to truth. Type Amen to get blessing 144. You are not meant to be understood by people addicted to illusions. Let them call you strange, your purpose was never meant to be normal. Let them call you dramatic, your emotions are your divine compass. Archangel Michael says, heaven is clearing the path they tried to block. The same people who misread you will now hear your name in places they never imagined. You're not crazy, you're a truth bringer in a world that feeds on lies. Their lies couldn't break you. Your truth will now rebuild everything they tried to steal. You are not here for revenge, you are here for revolution. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. Even when they left you out, you were never outside of divine alignment. Even when they mocked your process, they envied your healing. Even when they misunderstood your silence, you were protecting your magic. You don't owe them an explanation. You owe yourself freedom. The time for shrinking is over. They misunderstood you on purpose because they knew understanding you would require growth. And growth scares people who've become comfortable in the small. But you were never made for smallness. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. They used your softness against you, thinking it made you weak. But now they are learning, softness with fire is unstoppable. You were never fragile, you were focused. You don't have to prove them wrong. You only have to continue rising. The divine is already exposing the truth. Archangel Michael says, prepare yourself, your vindication is arriving with undeniable light. The story they told about you is being rewritten. Not with revenge, but with undeniable glory. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. Every time they lied about you, heaven kept score. Every time they laughed at you, angels stood witness. Every time you cried alone, God took note. You are not forgotten. You are not delusional. You are awakening into your purpose, and they can no longer stop it. Let them talk. Let them watch. You're not just rising, you're remembering. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. They couldn't decode your depth, so they mocked the unknown. But what they mocked is now moving mountains. What they ignored is now commanding attention. You didn't lose your mind, you outgrew their illusion. You didn't break, you were broken open for light to pour through. Now the same path they laughed at will be the road they begged to follow. Your difference was never your downfall, it is your deliverance. You were never meant to blend in with the blind. You were chosen to see beyond the veil. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. You walk with grace now, not to prove anything, but because you've seen too much to be anything less. You are not a phase, you are prophecy. They called it madness, but it was your awakening. You don't need to fight anymore. Your energy speaks for itself. Your truth is louder than their rumors. Archangel Michael says, Heaven is returning all the clarity stolen from your name. There will be justice, not by force but by alignment. There will be truth, not by argument but by elevation. Type Amen to get blessing 3434. Let the world misunderstand. Your peace doesn't need permission. You are no longer explaining your existence to people who can't see souls. You are not crazy, you are clarity in human form. You are not too much, you are divine in motion. You are not broken, you are the breakthrough. They will soon understand what they tried to erase. But by then, you will be too far ahead to look back. Keep walking. Type Amen to get blessing 3838. The walls they built around you are cracking now. The labels they placed upon your name. The version of you they spoke about is vanishing, because the real you is emerging in unstoppable strength. They said you were unstable, but you were just awakening. They said you were unpredictable, but you were just breaking free. They said you were dramatic, but you were just done pretending. Type Amen to get blessing 4141. Every attack made you wiser. Every betrayal carved out space for divine power to rise. Every misjudgment forged armor they cannot penetrate. You carry the kind of light that triggers unhealed spirits. You weren't meant to fit into rooms built on pretense. You were created to flip tables and tell the truth. They didn't want to heal, so they mocked your wounds. They didn't want to grow, so they shamed your journey. But they'll now watch as your healing becomes the headline. Type Amen to get blessing 4343. Your silence was never weakness, it was divine observation. Your distance wasn't coldness, it was protection from poison presence. You left their chaos because you had work to do on your soul. They fear the version of you that loves yourself completely. They fear the version of you that no longer seeks validation. They fear the version of you that sees right through them. Archangel Michael says, what they misunderstood will soon be undeniable. You are about to walk into a room full of people who thought you couldn't survive. And your glow will blind their judgment. Type Amen to get blessing 4444. Don't explain yourself anymore. Don't dim your passion to keep others comfortable. Don't entertain those who only showed up to misunderstand. You were chosen because you carry ancient fire. You were chosen because your soul could not be owned. You were chosen because you are a mirror to the false. They had to lie about you to hold their narrative together. But now the threads are breaking. And the truth is marching into the open. Type Amen to get blessing 4747. The pain was never for nothing. Every breakdown hid a revelation. Every tear wrote a page in your rise. They couldn't destroy you. They only delayed what heaven had already written. And now, divine acceleration is catching you up. You are not here for approval. You are not here for permission. You are here to shake foundations and rewrite expectations. Type Amen to get blessing 4848. People love to throw stones at what they don't understand. But you are building a palace with every stone thrown. You are not broken, you are reborn. Archangel Michael says, the time has come. The misunderstood one is about to become the example. Your light will speak louder than every rumor ever told. They told stories behind your back because they knew they couldn't match your front. They tried to rewrite your path because they feared your power. But what God has written cannot be erased. Type Amen to get blessing 5050. Stand firm. Walk tall. There's nothing crazy about clarity. You are not random. You are deeply seen by the divine. Even when no one clapped, you were being crowned in the spirit. You are chosen for the things the average can't carry. You are made of what they denied existed. Now, you will rise in full view, and no one can stop it. Type Amen to get blessing 5555. They tried to make your mind your enemy. But now your mind is your greatest guide. What they feared in you is what you must now protect fiercely. They'll call it coincidence. They'll say they always believed in you. But you will know the truth, and the truth will set your path on fire. Let them talk. Let them guess. You are too busy walking into destiny to explain anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 5858. The energy they tried to kill is now blooming. The vision they mocked is now manifesting. The truth they buried is now resurrecting. You don't owe them reconciliation. You owe yourself redemption. You are not what they called you. Archangel Michael says, the heavens are vindicating your name. The scroll is open. Your story is shifting. Type Amen to get blessing 6060. The crown is being placed, and this time, it fits. No more shrinking. No more shame. You were never too much. You were always too real. That's why they couldn't hold you. They never expected you to return stronger. They never expected your silence to be strategic. But you are back, and better than ever. Type Amen to get blessing 6262. The glow they tried to dim is now becoming divine fire. The words they used to curse are now echoing back to them. The version of you they hated is now the version walking into favor. You didn't go crazy. You went through spiritual labor. And now, your birthright is arriving. Let them misunderstand. Let them gossip. You're too focused on fulfillment to be bothered. Type Amen to get blessing 6464. Heaven saw every private cry. Every moment you questioned your own sanity. Every time you asked yourself if they were right. But you were never lost. You were being recalibrated for your calling. Now the time has come. You are about to be honored for what you endured in silence. You are about to walk into a season of loud blessings. And the world will watch what they tried to destroy become unstoppable. Type Amen to get blessing 6767. Let your scars be your story. Let your truth be your torch. Let your energy be unbothered and unshaken. You are not what happened to you. You are what rose from it. And your rise is undeniable. Archangel Michael says, you are now standing in your full assignment. You were misunderstood so that heaven could realign you. The ones who called you unstable will now witness your stability build empires. Type Amen to get blessing 7070. You didn't lose your mind, you lost the need to fit their script. You didn't go mad, you went magical. Now your power is flowing without their permission. They tried to break your voice. Now the world is craving your message. They tried to block your path, now you are clearing theirs. What they said would destroy you has only built you. What they called your downfall is now your platform. Keep going, the divine is not finished yet. Type Amen to get blessing 7272. You are not here to be liked by the weak-hearted. You are here to shift realities. You are here to bring storms that clear the air. They called you names because your silence shook their comfort. They painted you unstable because your clarity shattered their illusions. They labeled you crazy because it was easier than admitting your truth had power. Type Amen to get blessing 7575. You didn't need their agreement to be chosen. You didn't need their support to be anointed. You didn't need their permission to rise. They will never admit how many nights they stayed awake thinking about your strength. They will never confess how deeply your presence shook their lies. But it doesn't matter anymore, because the shift has already begun. Archangel Michael says, every delay was divine timing. What they thought was your breakdown was your breakthrough loading. You were never falling apart, you were being rebuilt. Type Amen to get blessing 7878. The pressure they mocked was preparation. The confusion they used against you was your awakening. The silence they mistook for defeat was your protection. They underestimated what happens when God fights for the misunderstood. They didn't know heaven was gathering receipts. Now the harvest is coming, and it's bigger than you imagined. The same mouth that disrespected you will whisper your name with awe. The same eyes that judged you will look up to you in shock. Your elevation is not negotiable. Type Amen to get blessing 7979. You have earned your stripes through storms they couldn't survive. You carried your purpose in a world built to misunderstand you. And now the world is about to witness what they once laughed at. They didn't understand you because they were never meant to walk your path. They couldn't recognize your glow because they were blinded by their own fear. But now your time is undeniable. You are not who they said you were. You are more. And heaven is showing them who you've always been. Type Amen to get blessing 8080. They fed off your confusion. They were addicted to your silence. But now, your voice is waking people up. You are not crazy. You are divine clarity walking in human skin. You are the storm they tried to silence. Archangel Michael says, "Stand still, divine vindication is approaching." You won't have to explain what happened. Your glow will speak for itself. Type Amen to get blessing 8181. Let the world catch up to what heaven has already known. Let them misjudge what they never had the courage to understand. You are not theirs to define. The tables are turning. And when they do, you won't even need to say a word. Your peace will be your proof. You are not bitter. You are becoming. And they will soon see it for themselves. Type Amen to get blessing 8282. The one they called unstable is now grounded in glory. The one they tried to forget is now unforgettable. The one they rejected is now being revealed as the one heaven never left. They saw your downfall. But they didn't see the comeback that was written in gold. And it is unfolding now, louder than any rumor. They thought they buried you. But you were just planted. And now you are rising in full bloom. Type Amen to get blessing 8383. Your season of proving is over. Now comes your season of elevation. Those who once dismissed you will wish they had stood beside you. You are not hard to love. You were just surrounded by hearts that were not ready. Now, new energy is replacing the old. Your light is no longer dimmed. Your voice is no longer ignored. You are walking into wholeness. Type Amen to get blessing 8484. You've healed beyond the point of needing their apology. You've risen above the traps they set. You've outgrown the rooms they used to confine you in. They whispered lies to make others turn against you. But now, the truth is chasing them down. You don't have to defend yourself anymore, your results will. Archangel Michael says, heaven is releasing your harvest. Every seed you planted in pain is returning with fire. What was stolen is being returned multiplied. Type Amen to get blessing 8585. The same people who laughed will ask how you did it. But they won't recognize the cost, the crying, the war it took. Because they were never meant to carry it, you were. You are walking out of survival into sacred stability. You are no longer misunderstood, you are marked. You were never confused, just ahead of your time. Let them misunderstand. Let them question your process. Your outcome will be the answer. Type Amen to get blessing 8686. They fed off your doubt. Now you're feeding off divine downloads. Your soul is clear, your heart is ready, and your time is here. You don't need revenge. You carry redemption. The same pain they caused will finance your new peace. You've been through too much to shrink again. You've been healed too deeply to pretend again. Now the world will meet the version they tried to silence. Type Amen to get blessing 8787. Archangel Michael says, your glow is a warning to the darkness. Your voice is a weapon forged in divine truth. You are not backing down, you're walking forward. They wanted you to question your worth. Now they're questioning how they ever doubted you. The story is shifting, and you are the center of the miracle. You don't need to scream. You don't need to explain. You just need to keep shining. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. Your energy is too expensive for chaos now. Your presence is too heavy with purpose to be ignored. They missed their chance to honor you. You are not here to stay quiet anymore. You are here to shake the atmosphere. And your time is not coming, it has arrived. Let the misunderstood become the masterpiece. Let the rejected become the revolution. Let the silence become the sound. Type Amen to get blessing 8989. Your life is not a joke. Your soul is not a disorder. Your emotions are not a weakness, they are your power. They couldn't contain you. They couldn't break you. Now they can't stop watching. You're rising. You're glowing. You're becoming everything they said you couldn't. Type Amen to get blessing 9090.